Hello everybody, Prowl here, and Reforj Title Update 4 is here. Before I start going over all of the really cool and honestly a pretty decent amount of new stuff in Title Update 4 for Reforj, a quick update on content. As you can see, this video is not on my Reforj channel, it is on my More Prowl channel. From now on, this is where Reforj content is going to go. Until at some point where I feel like Reforj has advanced enough to where I could do like a proper Let's Play or something of that nature on it, at which point I may move it to my main channel, which is really almost all Minecraft right now. I just want to make it easier for you guys to find wherever I do stuff that's not Minecraft related. There's a few games I have played that are not Minecraft. I thought this would just be an easier way for everybody to find all the content I'm making. Lastly, if you're wondering why I haven't made Reforj content in a while, well, not much has changed. There was a title update 2 and 3, but they are mostly just bug fixes and like very slight adjustments, so nothing major to cover there. Title Update 4 is a big one though. A lot of new stuff, especially survival progression based stuff. So I'm going to go over everything here that I can. This is going to be the first of probably 3 videos. This one's going to go over all the new stuff in Title Update 4. The next one's going to be a extended Let's Play video of me just testing out the progression. I'm going to start a new world. We're going to go full Let's Play style, do a full like video, maybe 2, but probably 1. And then lastly, I want to do a feedback video after I've gotten extensive play time to just kind of let you guys know and let the developers of Reforj know what I personally think about all the new items and the progression path and other little things that I noticed along the way. So without further ado, let's get started here. I'm not sure if this is part of Title Update 4, but there's a new button that you can press. It's the right D-pad on console. We only have this on console right now. If I press it, I get a description of the item. I really like this a lot. This is something that I wish that more games would do. Not many do. And it's just something nice that's there. You don't obviously have to use it if you don't want to, but it's there for you if you do want to use it. It goes away on its own. Okay. Another thing that they added in, I think in a previous title update, but I wanted to call it out, is you do have pick block now. It's left on the D-pad, and that will let you pick block whatever block you're looking at, which is obviously very nice. Okay. Anyways, let's start with the new items. So first thing we have here is the Prickle Bloom. And the Prickle Bloom is like a food that you can find in the desert. It has an edible fruit. So if you're in a desert, you want to find some food, you have a way to do that now. Get yourself a Prickle Bloom and you can eat away. Next is the Prairie Grain. This can be used, I think, to make bread, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to find out when we do the survival play. But you can find this in grassy biomes, like you see some right out there. So you're going to want to collect this, and like I said, I believe you're going to be able to use something that we're going to talk about later to craft this into bread as a food source. And then next is the Ember Stem, and breaking this will give you an item called an Ember Leaf, and an Ember Leaf is what you use to light a kiln, which we have over here, and we'll talk about here in a little bit. So you will want to find this, and I don't know that it's a fuel source yet. Again, we'll find this out when I play through the survival portion of the game. There's not a lot of information there yet. And let's see how it works here. So if I go over and just gather this guy right here, I put myself in survival, I get the Ember Leaf and I take it over. I don't know why Xbox just said I took a screenshot. I must have pressed the wrong button. Take it over to the kiln, trigger to use it, and now it is lit. And then I can use it, recipes, charcoal. So we can make charcoal by putting wood in here. That's how we get charcoal. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And then you can make the glass from sand here and clay, fired clay from clay. These are all new. And you see down at the bottom, there's a little fuel bar where we insert our fuel source into it. We'll go over that a little bit more here in a moment. I'm curious how long it takes to do stuff and how many items you can put. I'm curious about a lot of things. But that's the whole purpose of this guy, the Ember Stem. Next, we have the Campfire. We can make the campfire. I believe it's craftable through the crafting station here with a bunch of sticks. We'll take a look at the recipes in the crafting station here in a little bit, or it's called a workbench. But we light it with an ember leaf. So let's get ourselves an ember leaf. And then we're going to get ourselves some food to cook on it, or get some raw kiwi meat. So I'm going to click this one here. And then maybe I have to be in survival. Yes, okay. Then we click X on the campfire. Oh, it actually has like a menu that you can pull up. You just put your meat in there. It's got, okay, these little like flame waves that go up, and then your meat is done. You can pull it out. Let's see what it's like when we put a bunch in there. Okay, I got 20 right here. Craft 10 is X, so we'll put all 20 in. And what I want to see how it works is I want to let it get up to the 20. And I want to like throw 20 more in. There's no visual externally that it's working. You don't like see the meat or something. I don't want to give too much feedback here, but it'd be really cool if when it was cooking something, there was like maybe some little like sticks that popped up and like the meat was like hovering above it, like on a rotisserie type deal or something like that. That would look super cool. You can hear it, so you can hear that it's cooking, but you can't see that it's cooking. And even more so, I'm wondering, is there any visual difference between a campfire that has food in it versus a campfire that does not have food in it? So I'm going to place down another campfire right here, and I'm going to light it. And as you can see, even while it's cooking, they're definitely identical. There's no difference in them. And we take a look here. It's almost through 10 right now. It cooks at a decent enough pace. And I'm assuming what's going to happen here when it's done, we'll just lose the sound. But it will, like, there's not going to be a visual difference. So you're going to have no way to know if there's food sitting in your campfire unless you go up to it and click it as of right now. If we stand on it, do we get burnt? We do not. I am in survival right now. You can just walk on top of the campfire. It actually doesn't have a collision at all. There's no collision box to it. They should probably fix that. And you should probably take damage if you walk on it, I would think. Okay, so here we go. We're almost done with our 20, and then we're gonna throw 20 more on it and see can it store more, or can it only store a stack? 20 is the max stack size for this type of item, by the way, that you can hold in your inventory. But look, it does put it in here. So that means if I go here and I take all, yeah, it puts it in both slots. Okay, that's cool to know. But yes, as you can see, there's no visual difference in it. Okay, so next thing here is the workbench. And you use the workbench to basically make a lot of things that need to be crafted. You cannot use it in creative mode, which I don't like personally. I wish I could kind of use it in creative mode. We're gonna pop into survival here, and we're gonna click on it, and you can see all the different recipes. So this is where you change oak, like your logs, into timber. You process that here. Your timber into sticks, or torches, campfires, or campfires. You can craft workbenches from the workbench. That's interesting and okay. You can make your kiln here, which is 3 charcoal, 2 fired clay, storage crates, snow bricks, wooden stools, and tables. Now, this isn't everything. More things are going to pop in here as you unlock these different tiers of stuff. This is just what's here right now. There's also upgrades here to your bracer. There's the bracer level 2 and the bracer level 3, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. The next, we talked about this before, but as you can see, this guy is still lit. So once you light it, I guess it stays lit until you break it and replace it. And this is the kiln. Now, the kiln allows you to fire items using charcoal. And you light it with an ember leaf. We've already lit it with our ember leaf. And this is where you're going to make glass, fired clay. You can cook your wood in here, your timber, to make charcoal. Although I don't know if I'm guessing here. Let's try it out. I keep guessing. Let's just try it. Let's get ourselves a stack of timber. Let's also get ourselves just a stack of like a log, and then let's see what happens. Let's interact. Okay, so look, we could take any wood type or timber and get our stuff. Now, when you do your logs, look up top. It says we get 2 charcoal, whereas if we do timber, we get 1. And I do believe that's because that's just the ratio that you get it in, right? You get one log makes 2 timber. So efficiency-wise, they're the same, and you'd probably want to do the logs, but if you only have timber, you could do that too. So now, cycle recipe. Okay, that just shows you everything else that you could put in it, but it knows we have the oak, so that's why that's queued up. We could queue 1 by just clicking A, or we can queue up to 10 by clicking X. If we hold A, it doesn't do anything, but we can tap it really fast if we want to. And, so interesting. So this will get us charcoal. Okay, let's see if we can we use one of these torches, these torch plants, to be our initial fuel source? Because to my knowledge, this is the only way to get charcoal is to do it via the kiln. We could be missing something here. Oh, I wonder if you can cook it on there. Oh, here, let's try this. Look, let's click on this guy. Oh, so look, You can make your first charcoal here. Let's make our first charcoal here. I'm curious if the kiln cooks a lot faster. So there's our 2. Oh, see, look, it cooks 2 at a time as well. That's interesting and good to know too. And then now we have charcoal, so we can add it. And you see now it does cook faster. Do you see the little flames are definitely moving quicker, I feel, right? Oh, yes. Yeah. They're moving probably at least twice as fast. And then as we get fuel from here, we can cycle it back in here. You can only add 1 at a time. That's a little annoying. And this will definitely be feedback I touch on when we do feedback. But I kind of wish I had an inventory screen up here too. That way I could just like, I just want to be able to also drag stuff in. I would like to just be able to drag a stack or a split stack or something of charcoal into here. But there we go. That's how the kiln works. And you can see the kiln, it is lit. When it's like the flame is roaring while it's cooking stuff. If I take this out and take this out and it's not cooking anymore, you see the flame dies down. Very nice visual effect. I do like that quite a bit. Now we have our storage. We have not had storage in the game until now. You had to keep everything in your inventory. And this is what a storage crate looks like in the game. Pretty cool. It's the size of a full block. See here if I place a block down. And is it animated? It is not. So when you click on it, it does not animate it. It does not open. And the standard storage crate here has 9 slots. So I could go in, I could go down to the stuff I have in my inventory here, and I can hit Y to quick move it in and out. I can hit X to split it in half and move things that way. So you do have that way to like quick split things if you want to. It'll all combine in. Now I wonder if I put this here and I go down here and I hit Y, it moves it into that slot. That's good. It helps a little bit if you're trying to like reserve slots for certain things. So I like that. And then your crafting recipe for that guy is 6 timber. 6 timber makes you 1. Oh wait, nope, that was the workbench. 4 timber makes you a storage crate. 4 timber makes you a storage crate. You also have this guy right here. This is the iron storage crate. Now, you cannot get this. You can use it, but I can't break it. And if I hold this long enough to break it, it'll actually destroy it because my bracer is not level 2. Again, we'll talk about bracer here in a little bit. But you can see it has an extra row. So this has 18 slots. This guy has 9 slots. And my assumption would be sometime in the future, we'll probably get like one more that has one more row of slots. Who knows? I think they should probably go more. But at the same time, the way that Reforj works, stack sizes are pretty large. So it may even out to not needing as many slots as, say, a game like Minecraft. I need to get myself to bracer level 2. Can I just do that in creative mode? I don't think I can. So if you're in creative mode, you don't have a way that I can tell to get yourself up to the next level. So I think what we have to do is just get ourselves the stuff to do it. So we need 20 aura and then 10 noble glass shards. So I'm just going to do that real quick. And I'm going to do it by eating aura berries. And this will allow me to show something else for you guys. You get aura by eating aura berries. You can now just hold down the click button and it'll just constantly eat the berries for you. Before you had to click it every time. Now you can just hold it and it gets it for you. Okay, so I should be able to go here, go to bracer. And you see now we have our upgrade. And when we upgrade our bracer upgrade is unlocked. It tells us that we got it. It disappears from the crafting menu here. And now I can go here and open this. But even more so, now I can go here and new things have appeared in our workbench. We can now craft a canister. That was not here before. We'll talk about that in a little bit. A boom block. Our stone bricks, which were not in here before. So that's kind of interesting. You have to unlock a higher level bracer to be able to make certain materials. And they do that because you can't break it without this level bracer. So that's kind of the why behind it. But it also unlocks these guys. I don't think these were here before, were they? I don't think they were. And then here is the iron storage crate, 4 timber, 4 iron ingots to make the iron storage crate. Also, I believe if I look in the kiln now, yes, see, we have more recipes here too. We have iron ingots, gold ingots, iron. Wait, so do you craft that here? I guess you craft that here. Interesting. Gold and refined glass, which takes regular glass. We're starting to see the beginnings of a game loop here. Oh, look, these can burn out. I did not know that. So after some period of time, your campfires will burn out. I imagine this will need to be relit as well, although I'm not 100% sure. Next, we have this guy. This is your aura storage container. So in Reforj, you gain aura by doing a lot of different things. One of those is eating these aura berries. You can find aura ore. You can kill mobs to get aura. There's a lot of ways to do it. And aura is going to be used for a ton of different things in the game in the future. And it's used for a few things right now. The thing is, though, is when you die, it's your aura. You can go back and get some of it. I don't think you get all of it back, if I remember correctly. And you may not want to walk around with infinite amounts of aura on you at all times. So you're going to want to have an aura container to store your aura in. So you see here, I can move my aura up, and it looks like it moves faster or slower the longer you hold it. It can go by tens. I would say at some point they're probably going to need a better way of doing this, but for now, I guess this will work. Now, in theory, in the future, we're going to use aura to power machines. So I imagine an aura container is going to be important for that later on, meaning that you may have farms or machines or automated things that you can make that needs aura, and then this aura storage container will be a method of delivering and powering that aura to the device. Moving on, we have a few decorative blocks that were added in. We have the wooden stool, the marble stool, the table, and the lantern. I like the unique design on the lantern. Looks really cool. Kind of floats in the air. Fits the magical vibe of Reforj. You cannot sit on these. I'm in survival mode. So there is no like sitting yet in the game. I don't know if that's something they plan on adding. I hope that it is, rather than us having to sit here and like crouch and like pretend that we're sitting or something. I would rather them add a sitting thing in. Okay, now we do have a lot of new items as well. I don't have a way to like display these because unfortunately that just does not exist in the game right now. But you do have bread as a food source. We'll show this in my hand if I go into survival. If I go to eat it, you can kind of see it right there. So we have bread and we have the pickle bloom fruit. So you do have those two things. Okay, we also have a canister here now. The canister is basically like a water bucket. So you can take this thing to water, you can fill it with water, and then you can dump the water out. It works similar to how a water bucket in Minecraft works, and I'm sure like these types of things work in other games too if you're not a Minecraft player. You have the empty canister and a canister full of water right here. So that's basically what it does. Now, I just spent some time over there messing with the canister and how water flow works. It's actually very intricate. There's a lot of stuff to it. I'm gonna have to do a whole separate video on this because it's too much for me to cram in right now. But just know that water mechanics are kind of cool and they work in some very neat and different ways than what you may be used to. Also, just in case I forget, leaves do have a transparency to them now. You kind of see that you can see through them. They were a completely solid block before. Great change that they did this. It should allow things, look at that, you can see the sun coming through. It should allow for a lot of other things. Now we also have grain. We know it could be made into bread, but I don't know how. So let's go here and you just craft it into bread. You cannot. Can I go here and put it in a kiln for bread? I don't think so. I don't quite know how you make the bread. Is it something just in my normal crafting? It is not. I doubt you do it on a campfire. Can you relight one of these? You cannot. Once it burns out, it's out. It does give you some, oh no, that's what I left in it. Okay, X. Bread. So interestingly enough, you cook bread on a campfire and it's 4 grain, but you cannot cook bread in a kiln. I don't know why that is, but that's how it works. Okay, so I started to go down another rabbit hole and I brought myself back. We're gonna have to do a separate video on this too. The kiln and the campfire actually have some interesting things about them in terms of how they use fuel and how fast things cook, to where, at least as far as I can tell, different things will cook at different speeds, at least in my early testing of the campfire. So we're gonna jump on that in a different video. I don't want to take too long in this one. This one's just to showcase what's here. Now, next you have the spignite, which is this item in my hand. I don't think it can be used or anything, but you have the spignite. This gets dropped by a new mob that I'll try to showcase a little bit called the Boom Shroom when you kill them. And I believe this can be used, if I'm not mistaken, I think, to craft a new block, yes, called the Boom Block, that we're going to take a look at here in just a second as well. You also have tunneler scales, which are dropped by the tunneler scouts. And if you saw it earlier, that's used here to get bracer level 3, is you need the tunneler scales for that. I'm sure they'll have other uses in the future, but this is the beginnings of our progression in the game and doing these different things. Also, looks like we have tunnelers starting to spawn, so I'm going to rectify that situation. Okay, and then you have the boom block. I have no clue how this works. I've not messed with it yet. So let's go over here, just place one down, and then let's get ourselves, I'm guessing we need an ember leaf is going to be my guess to ignite it. So let's get an ember leaf. Okay, okay. Hop. Oh, that looks really cool. Okay. I'm assuming one will ignite another. I don't want to dive too deep into these mechanics as well either, but I thought you guys would like to at least see some basic stuff with it, as I kind of would. And I might even have to do another video on this. We're gonna ignite a tower of them from the bottom. This is probably gonna be really scary. My mouth is wide open right now. That's interesting. So they kind of liked they work very differently than what I would think. I imagine if we light this top one, kind of a similar thing will happen, except it'll just go straight down. Okay, last thing, and then we're gonna move on. If I like put one inside of the middle of this tree, how satisfying is that? Very. And then okay, I said one more. I got one more. Hey, let's see it. That's kind of crazy and fun. Okay. That's going to be a lot of fun to play with. Okay. Moving on. I could do that all day. I'll explore the mechanics of that a little bit later as well. I think that kind of concludes items. Now let's just show off some of the new blocks. We have limestone, sedimentary rock formed by super concentrated sea life. So you're going to find this, I guess, around or underwater areas. We have red sandstone bricks. We had sandstone bricks before. Now they have red sandstone bricks here as well. And if you look at the little tooltip on the screen too, it'll tell you how, like, what bracer level you need to mine that particular thing. We have limestone brick. We have ironclad brick. I do like the looks of this, like the general design. Again, I'm not gonna like rehash this. I don't like most of the actual art style of the blocks in this game. It's way too cartoony for me. But from a design perspective, I like the direction that they went with this. It looks good. The gilded brick, I think I like the design direction for this too. I do think I do. This slate tile, again, I like the design direction for it. It feels a little flat, but it looks good. Like compared to all the other blocks in the game, all of the like smaller brick pattern blocks have always looked the best. And fired clay, it has the same look that kind of the concrete does, so that looks good too. We have a new glass type in the game too. So this is the normal glass, and as you can see, it has this kind of like a foggy, almost frosted look to it. So now you can smelt that into refined glass, and this gives you that very clear looking glass look. It's only got a little bit of obstruction to it. It's kind of like they took this and they turned the opacity on it way down. And then you have a new kind of glass called noble glass, transparent element made from noble glass shards. I think that looks kind of neat as well. I do wonder if they're going to go a dyed route though, so we could just get like different colored stained glass. Or are they going to go this route if like it takes it like some type of ore or material to make different colored glass? I guess we'll see. But that's all the new blocks that have been added into the game. Now, I want to find the new mobs, but here's the deal. Neither one of them are above ground mobs. They're both underground. They're both in the caves, which until this point have been kind of lackluster. But here's the deal. That's not the case now, because we have a reason to go into the caves now. That reason being that you want to find iron and gold, and you need stuff down here for progression now. All right, here we go. I found our first guy. This is the Stalak. This was actually a fan creation. Not the model itself, but the idea of the mob. So that's super cool. Congrats to the person that recommended this and it got added to the game. That's super cool. And I believe what's supposed to happen is you get underneath this guy and he's supposed to fall on you, but that's not going to happen in creative. So I guess let's risk our lives here. Oh, not even directly under him. It's just, we got close. Oh, but wait, he just dies? Is he like, okay, he causes like damage in a little bit of an area. That's interesting. I kind of wish here, let's they kind of glue in the ceiling. I don't know what the word is. They kind of glowed in the ceiling a little bit. So I don't think there's any more here. We'll like, I guess, look around here for a few more moments to see if we can find one. This is actually kind of cool cave. I like this cave a lot better than others that I've seen. Here's one right here. So let's get a good look at it while we're in creative mode. And so he just sits up here and then he falls and he dies. I kind of wish that wasn't the case. You know what I wish this guy would do? I want him to fall and his head sticking to the ground, and then him like either flip over and have little legs he walks with, or for his legs to just like go from bending upwards like this to bending downwards. I want this dude to be able to walk and attack me, because as of right now, the way this seems, he doesn't seem very dangerous. Let's see what happens if he just like legit just like falls right on top of us. Do we just die? We don't. Okay. Oh! I think that was the other mob. That was scary. Where did he come from? I think we got exploded by a boom shroom. I don't know what they look like. Do they disguise as these mushrooms? No, right? Surely not. I heard a sound. I don't know if that's just a generic cave sound. So I think these mobs aren't like intended to be incredibly dangerous yet, because there's no armor, there's no weapons in the game yet, outside of just punching with your bracer thing. So it wouldn't make sense for there to be like actual hard challenging mobs at this point. But yeah, I want that. I like the Stalak. He's a cool idea. Stalak. I don't know how to. We're gonna say Stalak. I like the idea of him, but I don't like that he just falls and then he's done. I want him to fall and then his little head stuck in the ground, and then for him to like flip over or something, and then be able to like crawl after me and attack me, and have to fight him and kill him. And then maybe they can add a drop to him sometime later. Look, here's another one. Look, let's. Oh, look. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Okay. Does this powder hurt me? No. That's cool. That should leave like a little poisonous like spore. Okay, I'm gonna stay away from giving too much feedback here. I just wanted to kind of highlight some of those things. Did he spawn? That wasn't there before. I think this thing spawned in. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, and one other thing, just like Regals are they're a mob that's more of like a decorative mob. You can't interact with them anyway, which I personally wish you could, because they look really cool. Now they're supposed to be bats that are in the night sky. I think this is still a Regal. Yeah, that's still a Regal. Oh, look, you can actually get close to them now. You couldn't get close to them before. Is this the Regal? I think that's the Regal. Now you're supposed to see bats in the night sky. So let's just do a little moving around here, and I'll see if I can find some. Oh, is this? Yeah, that's definitely the bat. Super cool. I like it. I'll see if I can get, I haven't seen any like art on these models, so I'm gonna see if I can get some for you guys to show you. That way you can get a closer look at what the bat looks like, the Stalak looks like, and what the boom shroom looks like as well. All right, now another thing I needed to show really quick is they changed or added, I guess, a couple things in with sculpting, which is really cool. First of all, and this is something I didn't know, you guys see the 3 dots on the bottom left-hand side of my screen by the blocks. Where the little block menu is. Those dots indicate what level your mining bracer is. So you have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So right now our mining bracer is level 2. Okay. Now we have a couple of new sculpting tools. One is the, let's see if I can find it here. Where's the B button? We have the row mining tool. I guess we would call this the row and this the column. So you have the column here. Let's see if we can find somewhere to go like actually use this. So our column mining tool can now either just do, it could do straight column like this. And you get these like straight lines for this now. You didn't used to get this. So this is an update to an existing tool that it does this now. And if you go up a certain ways, like towards the top center, the top of the center block, it will like give you a ramp up. Whereas, let me see if I can make this thing straight again. Let's get rid of this. If you do it down like this, it'll give you a ramp down. And again, if you keep it straight, if you keep it more towards the middle, it'll go straight. So that's a rework of that tool. You also now have, we didn't have this before, a horizontal tool. I don't know that it has. Nope, it doesn't have like any other configurations. It just goes straight. So if you wanted to mine a tunnel or mine blocks this way, you could do this as well. And this makes mining a little bit faster and a little bit more convenient. It lets you get a lot of blocks incredibly quickly. But wait, there's more. This is new as well. Now, this block that we're going to mine here, you've already seen in nature. If you've watched any Reforge content, this was already a shape that existed. Now it's just that you, the player, can make it. If I go to one of these smaller trees, I think this guy has it. Yes, yeah. So this tree right here, I think this is the dead wood, if I remember correctly. It's my favorite like wood that exists in the game right now. This guy has a cylinder block. We can now make that, whereas we couldn't make it before. So I could go here and place a few of these guys like this, right? Remember, you could place blocks Reforged like this as well. I like this, by the way. Look, we have like a little like visual display now. That's nice. That is nice. Now though, I can hit B, go to this guy, and now I can sculpt this block in this way. Oh, look, interesting. So there's a way to dictate which way it sculpts it. How do I, okay. If I get on the right side, okay, see? You see how that works? Hold on, let's show you. I like this. See, this makes sense. I didn't know about this, so I'm figuring this out for the first time. This is how easy it is to figure out. So if I click up here, you see the two horizontal lines right there? It's telling me that if I sculpt it, it's gonna sculpt it that direction. If I get to the side of the block right here and hit like this part of it right here, it's gonna sculpt it that direction. If I do it straight in the middle, right here, I think it's gonna also sculpt it this direction. Let's see. Yes. You know how I can tell that? Look at the lines on the top. But if I bring it over to the side and do it right here, it's telling me it's gonna sculpt it this way. So I think it'll take people a little bit to get used to, but I think that's a good solution. I like the implementation of it. With no prior knowledge, this made sense to me pretty quick in how it worked. It's pretty easy to understand and figure out. Basically, this is the face. The square shows me that's going to be the flat part. The lines at the top show me that that's going to be the direction of the cylinder. See? And here you see this. I don't want to get destroyed right now. So here you see, if I point right here, you get the square on the top. Okay, last but not least, I have a few final patch notes that are just kind of like a miscellaneous category here. There's a ton of them, so I'm not just going to read through them all. I'm going to call out a couple of them that catch my eye as being really cool or important or impactful in some way that I think you need to know about. Two here we already mentioned, but they're in a section, so I'm going to bring them up. Tree leaves are now transparent, and the player can now continuously eat a stack of food by holding down the use button to eat. Item descriptions of cooked food now tell you how much food they restore. I don't know. You probably, I guess, see that when you go to make it, or maybe if you have it and you're in survival. I guess if you go to cook it is where it tells you how much it restores. There's a bunch of blocks that emit particles now: lava, orium crystal, ore berry bush, and the ore torch. I should be able to place down this ore torch, and you can see little particles coming up off of it. It's not much, but it's there. Let's see it with the magma block as well, which again, this thing doesn't have a flow to it, which I do find a little bit weird, but we should see some particles come up off of this. Maybe they only show up at night, like in the dark. I don't know. Maybe this is some type of a visual bug of some kind. But there's supposed to be particles coming up off these things. You get little tiny ones here. I would think they could probably make this a little bit greater without it being too much, just to see it a little bit more. I want to be able to see it. Oh, look, the ore container. You can see particles around this. This looks good. They also did a bunch of changes to names of different blocks just to make them make a little bit more sense. So that was super cool. They got rid of the fog on the mini map, and also, as far as I can tell, the mini map is a lot more zoomed in now. I don't know if I saw a patch note for that. I don't think I did. It's definitely way more zoomed in than it was before. Gold ore can now be found around the mouths of rivers, so that's where you're going to find gold. Clay was added to world generation. It can be found in the upper layers of the world's terrain. Keebees now only spawn during the day, and tunneler scouts will now emerge from the ground when they spawn and will burrow into the ground when they despawn. They spawn at nighttime, and then they despawn at daytime when the daylight comes. That's super cool. And there's just a bunch of other notes here about like small changes they made to a lot of different things that I'm going to bring up. So I guess for now, this is your title update 4. I've found in getting into this, there's a lot more that I need to dive into than I initially thought. So I'm going to start doing some of that now. We're going to do a Let's Play video, and then we're going to cover water mechanics and the mechanics of the kiln and the campfire, I think. I don't know if there's anything else I need to cover. Everything else seems pretty self-explanatory, but those guys, they definitely need their own separate video. I appreciate you guys watching here today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want more, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.